All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Fourth and final day of sailing here at the 56th Annual Long Island Regatta. I'm standing here, of course, with Commodore Chester Fox. Um, Chester, tell me now, this is the final day. What are your thoughts on what's taken place so far, and then also what's ahead for this final day?
First of all, good morning, Bahamas. So far the regatta has been going really well, with the exception of Wednesday. I would say we had almost perfect weather to this point, and today promises to be another good day. And the competition has been quite stiff. Right now, going into today's race, it's a toss-up in all classes as to which boat. There's no clear-cut winner at this point, so I'm sure that we are going to have a really keenly competed set of races today. So like I said, the weather is really good. Promises to be a beautiful day for sailing, so I'm looking forward to some really good racing. And to this point, there has been very little, if any at all, any controversy at all. And I'm hoping that we could continue that on today. The sailors has been displaying some really good sportsmanship, abiding by the rules. So far, it has been a great regatta, and I'm hoping that it continues today.
We are a ton of folks watching, from all over the world. We've had the opportunity to just see some of the comments. So many persons are enjoying this regatta. They're saying it's definitely one of the best here in Long Island that they've seen thus far. Talk a little bit about that, and then tell our viewers what's going to be taking place online, I guess, after the activities. Is there going to be an awards closing ceremony?
With regards to the spectators, I've been running this regatta now. This is my 27th year as the Commodore. Obviously, we missed 2 years. But as far as spectator boats, the people out on the waters watching the races, this is the most that I could ever recall seeing. And everybody's having a good time. Sometimes they get me a little annoyed because they get in my way at sometimes, but I know they're just enjoying themselves. So it's good to see that everybody's enjoying the regatta. And with regards to later today, obviously, at 8 o'clock, we'll have the closing ceremonies. And then after that, we have some more nice live entertainment lined up for our guests. I think we have 2 live entertainers, D-Mark, Dylan McKenzie, and I'm not sure who the other one is, but I'm sure that everybody's looking forward to a great time today and tonight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Chester Fox. I'm going to allow him to go now. He's got to get on the water, get these boats set. But thank you so much again for tuning in. Continue to stay tuned into the broadcast. We're bringing you all the action of this 56th Annual Long Island Regatta. Guys, I know it's a little bit loud behind me, but I just ran into the owner of the Whitty K, Joshua Knowles? Jason Knowles, forgive me. Jason, tell me, how is the boat doing so far in this regatta? I know we just finished the second series race. It was a tight race. Tell me what's your experience like with Whitty K, and how's the regatta going so far for you guys?
Well, it started out very good for us. Actually, still going very good for us. The first race, which is the ocean race, we got first in that. And then the first point race, we got first in that. Unfortunately, he was doing pretty good in this one. We was actually second, and I'm getting third. So far, so good. It's between us and Sassy Sue for the championship. Either way, we got to beat them. They're ahead of us by 1 point. Right. So once we have to beat them tomorrow in order to win a championship. But it's looking good so far.
So what's your take? Let's talk about that race that just took place. What's your take on, I saw Stroud was able to sneak in there. What's your take on that?
Let's talk about that. I told my crew I was very disappointed in them because I think that they sailed a bad race. They was trying to make some different maneuvers, hoping to make Stephen make a mistake. But Stephen very rarely makes mistakes. So I was a little disappointed with them because, like I told them this morning, sail for position. You don't have to get first. Just sail for position, stay in the top 2 or whatever, so you'll be in a good position. They going out there, these young guys, young blood, they hunting for they want this first bad. They already got 2 guns, so they're looking for a third gun. You can't blame them. But I tell them, sometimes you sail smart because you see what Trout did out there, right? If they didn't came right up there and ended up getting second, they're lucky 2 or 3 other boats didn't pass them, trying to do tack for Stephen, trying to confuse Stephen, which you could very rarely do.
Yeah, that's true, man. Stephen is a very experienced sailor, and trust me, that man knows what he's doing out there on the water. But Jason, listen, nice to meet you, and wish you guys all the best in this regatta. I also see Rodney Burrows here. We're going to talk to Rodney Burrows. He's a big big contractor here in the Bahamas. Rodney, tell me, you're in your hometown. How's the regatta going so far for you?
Oh, the regatta is going well. I mean, we got out on the water yesterday, and all the boats sailed very well. It doesn't seem like we're having any problems. So definitely enjoying this regatta, and hoping that everybody will come and have a great time like me.
Now, I know we got several Long Island boats in this race. I'm going to put you on the spot. Who you rooting for to take first place in the C class?
I'm rooting for Long Island to take first place.
Smart man. Great answer, great answer. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. This is the 56th Annual Long Island Regatta.
Good morning, sailing fans. Good morning, those who are tuned in, watching, listening on YouTube, Facebook. Welcome back to the final day of sailing from the 56th Annual Long Island Regatta. I'm Dwight Hart, and joined again by Captain Patterson. And Captain Plug, you have survived the 4 days so far.
Oh, I'm making it, dragging a little bit today. It's the last day of the racing, but it's all right. Looking forward to a good day of competition. If the last 3 days are any indication, then we should have some really good sailing action out on Salt Pond Harbor here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Another beautiful day. The wind speeds, I believe, dropped even a little bit even from yesterday.
Quite
slightly.
manageable, yep.
But definitely the type of weather that we prefer, as opposed to blowing too hard or not blowing at all here in Salt Pond. And so, yep, we have the final day, Class G and E, about to get started in a couple of minutes. Should have been an 8:30 start, but we're not that far off as yet. And yesterday, timing was pretty decent as far as the races. As a matter of fact, we had so much time that the A-class race was able to put in an extra leg for the fans. And let me tell you, it was well worth it, because we had almost a photo finish between the second and third place boats when that was all said and done. But we have E-class and G-class coming up, and the storyline right now in the E-class is we've got 4 boats that are pretty much neck and neck as far as points are concerned, and depending on where they come today, I believe is going to determine who wins this E-class regatta.
Yeah, well, we'll be looking for those 4 boats for sure to be in the top grouping. But, there's other boats that could win today's race. Maybe not necessarily the regatta, but, there's probably 10, 12 boats out there that could easily win today's race. So we just got to wait and see how it shakes out at the end. But I would have to say that Mako and Lady Kayla from Exuma and Lady Anne-Marie and Early Bird from Long Island definitely got to be considered favorites today to take this race and probably the whole regatta.
Absolutely. And like we said, there's also the G-class sailing going on. When Mr. Cartwright comes in later, we'll have him run down the G-class stats and see exactly where we are in that open race, which includes some lasers and a few sunfish. Not a part of the official regatta, so to speak, but the regatta committee has allowed them to participate so that no one is left out, really, as it relates to sailing here in Long Island.
Exactly. It's listed in their rule book as an open class. So if you have 3 or more of a particular type of hull, then you can sail. They don't want to exclude anybody, and that's a great thing, because some of these kids that are sailing lasers and sunfish out there today, they're going to move up into the traditional wooden boats before too long.
Mm-hmm. Well, great. So we're going to get ready to get started with the E-class race very, very soon. I believe we have about 19 or so sloops still in the race, or registered, I believe.
Very difficult to count looking through the binoculars because of the G-boats, but let me give it a shot here. I'm counting 20, I think. And I know for sure on the first day, I'm pretty sure we had 20 E-boats. Count again. 4, 5.
Yeah, I tried counting and I got all the way up to 21, so.
17, 18, 19. Okay, now I get 19. I'll get a better count when the G boats are out of the way. I'm assuming they'll start first, as they have done prior to this. They're much faster, the lasers and sunfish, much faster than the traditional 12-foot E-class wooden dinghy. So they start first, and they kind of get them out of the way, if you will. They sail their race, and then the E-class boats follow them behind. But it shouldn't be too much longer before the start, folks. Stay tuned. We got at least 19 boats, E-boats out on the line, pretty much anchored up. And the G-boats are in position, just going back and forth. They will not anchor. They will do a flying start. And I think that last E-boat is now on anchor.
So stay tuned, folks. We will bring you live racing, final day of racing here in Long Island at the 56th Annual Long Island Regatta. If you're making your way to the regatta site, please come and support the sailing. As the day goes on, we expect to see more and more people here. I'm almost certain, Cap, that by the time we get to that A-class race later today, that we will have quite a few fans out on boats in the harbor.
And ashore here. This place could be hopping this afternoon.
Yep, I am sure of that.
So while we're waiting for the start to get going here, I'll give you the sponsors for today's E and G. And the G-Class, the non-traditionals, is sponsored by Shane's Department Store. And the E-Class, it's the Lauren Knowles Memorial Cup, sponsored by SJK Engineering and Anonymous. So the E-boats sailing for Lauren Knowles Memorial Cup, sponsored by SJK Engineering and Anonymous. We thank you guys for your sponsorship.
And yep, SJK is, I think, the company owned by Stephen Knowles, and so Stephen putting some of his finances back into sailing to support the sport that he is currently dominating in C, B, and A to a certain extent over the last couple of years. But again, we should get sailing very, very soon. The G sloops with a flying start, as Cap would have already mentioned, and then the E-class from the traditional anchored position, as we only do in the Bahamas, with traditional sloop sailing. I see the windward mark is a little bit further down today than it was yesterday. I think yesterday we had it just in front of us here at the broadcast booth. Today slightly to our left, slightly south, where the boats are currently anchored. I'm not sure why that is for this particular class.
Yeah, it might have had a slight wind shift. If it was a wind shift, it was very, very slight. But yeah, it is a little bit further out, and we got plenty of tide, so there's no reason why I couldn't bring it in a little closer to the cultural regatta site.
Right. Unless, of course, it hasn't moved from yesterday. They may not have
That's
set
possible.
it as yet. I believe that's where it was for the A-class final race yesterday. So it may be that the race committee just have not as yet reset the mark for the E and G class. We'll see.
So it's put up or shut up today, folks, in all five of the classes, really. And it's the finale. You don't want any mistakes today. You want to have the best finish you possibly can. I heard some of the guys yesterday saying that, it doesn't matter whether I need to be third or better. I'm going for the win. So that's kind of the mentality you need to have. Set your expectations and just go for it today. I'm encouraging the Abaco boys to go with a big sail on Lonesome Dove. We'll see what they do.
Challenge is out. Put on as much horsepower as you can take.
Well, I said, guys, you know what Stefan's going to do, right?
Yeah.
And you've been second to him a couple times now, right? Yeah. Like, put the big sail on, man.
All right. Well, definitely looks like we are going to be in for a treat of racing. And you're right. It really doesn't matter for these guys where they are in the standings. Everybody wants to win. The bragging rights goes to the guy that gets the gun.
Absolutely.
And so everybody's going to be gunning for that gun once these races get started.
Okay, we got some chatter on the radio from the race committee. I do see one E-boat still sort of maneuvering.
Yeah, still trying to get set. I see a sail partly up, so that means they're just motoring.
That is Crybaby, number 30.
Get in position, Rhiannon. And I could tell you, I spoke with her last night, and she is just hey-ho happy as hell by what she's been able to do so far in this regatta. Already securing 2 fifth-place finishes. Although yesterday she had an unfortunate multiple collision.
Yeah, definitely got some penalty points for that. But yeah, overall,
Doing well.
you're doing very well. She only has a few regattas under her belt, but performance is better than what we saw over at the National Family Island Regatta in April.
For sure.
I think they got a 9th overall over there. So yeah, Crybaby on the move up.
All right, I believe the G-class boats have already gotten their 1 minute warning, and they're zooming up and down the back of the line and just waiting for the main gun, start gun, which we should see in a couple of secs. And they're going to be shooting through whatever space they can find in the E-class loops and be on their way. And there's the smoke. And
There we go.
G-class racing
G-class underway.
underway. Here come the lasers.
Lots of room for those guys. No worries about tangle-ups here.
Rapid movement. These guys are able to rotate those boats on a dime. I've seen them tip over, and a couple of seconds later, the guys are on the keel, standing up, shove it over, and back to sailing.
About 9 or 10 G category boats out there today.
Not sure whether the start gun for the G-class is actually the 1 minute gun for the E-class.
Well, that would save ammo for the cannon. G-class definitely underway. Got boats going both sides of the course right now.
All right, I see some smoke. So we've had the 1 minute gun. Oh, actually, that was, yeah.
That's a start, I think. Kind of hard to see through the binoculars.
Yeah, that was the start.
There we go. We got a sail up already. Yep. So the E-class underway. Approximately a minute behind G, but that's fine. There won't be any worries about tangling up between the two classes.
Yeah, those G-class boats, they get out of the way pretty quickly.
Let's hoist and go. Hoist those sails and anchors, boys and girls. Let's go racing. Multiple E-class sails coming up now. Boom, boom, boom. Boat cam view.
Yep.
You're right in the middle of it, folks, without interfering with the races.
And
Got a laser coming across right at the bottom of your screen. Another laser.
looks like Cameron knows Long Island.
Little Brook, number 55. Oh, they tangled up?
We've got an entanglement between Little Brook and Lady, looks like it may be Lady Kalo. Wow. And that would be unfortunate, but they're free. And Lady Kayla, obviously one of the boats that are in the top 3 and looking to win the overall regatta, but she's free, and they are
Free
back to
clear.
sailing.
Yep. And we looks like we got a split in the E-class fleet, too. We got some going over to port and some going over to starboard. Don't know where it's going to be the favored part of the course today, whether it be left or right or up the middle. These fellows will get a feel for it, and maybe some of these sailors are going to move over to the C-class later on this morning, and they can transmit some of that knowledge and experience from this morning to the crew there, and perhaps improve their performance.
Absolutely.
There's some folks I think actually sail all 4 classes.
Yes. Unbelievable that it happens.
E, C, B, and A. That's a long day of sailing.
Yes, it is.
But if you're young and have the desire and passion, it is quite the experience. Number 17, Lady Kayla.
Got an airplane that decided
Oh, my
to
goodness.
go sailing.
All right.
That
Wow.
was very, very low.
Extremely. All right, so the fleet's going to sort themselves out. Like I just mentioned, we got E-class boats going left and right. So impossible to say who's in any positions until they tack and come back and meet together, probably towards the middle of the course.
You're right about that, Cap. And again, the mark is still where we saw it earlier today, and so it looks like I have a windward mark that's slightly south. Well, they actually started further south today as well, so course still the same as far as the length, just positioned slightly different than it's been for the last couple of days.
Okay, so I'm going to look through my binoculars and over to the right side of the course, or to the left, looking at it from the shore. I see number 12, Lady Anne-Marie, with several other boats below her. Nobody out more to the front or windward. And looking over to the left side of the course, let's see what we got there.
We see one boat now coming back on a starboard tack from the top of the course.
Yep. Got Little Farmers, Sands Light, and Blue Marlin over there to the far side over there. Yes, folks, the fleet's just so spread out, and I see a little brook with that cute pink hull.
Had an entanglement, I believe, with Lady Kayla, we saw earlier. They got freed in time to get sailing.
So looking out the broadcast booth window, we see sails all over the place. G and E class. This is their final race for the 56th Annual Long Island Sailing Regatta.
Maybe not, because now they're all going back on port. So, and it was very, very interesting to see those two young skippers communicating with each other. Interesting to see those two young skippers communicating with each other. Bauman giving directions to his skipper, pointing out where the competition is.
Knowledge is everything.
And as we look all the way up, the boats that are furthest south.
Knowledge is everything.
And as we look all the way up, the boats that are furthest south, I believe that.
Ley line to the sail number 354, and lasers number 510 and 500. Coming in nice and tight to the windward marker there. Making their rounding. These boats are very maneuverable in comparison to the wooden traditional Bahamian sloops or smack boats. And another laser coming around. Meanwhile, looking back at the E-class, I see Lady Anne-Marie.
On starboard.
Yep, they're all on starboard.
With Mako, I believe.
Mako,
well.
number 29. There's two boats back behind them that I can't read the sail numbers on. We got number 30, Crybaby, coming up on port. Also number 29, that's Early Bird. Early Bird a little bit further above Crybaby. Right now, Lady Anne-Marie's looking pretty good. I'm not sure if they're on ley line. They may have to do a short tack right by the marker. Let's see when they get a little closer.
And there you have it, Early Bird having to...
Early Bird's tacking
away from Mako.
right underneath Mako. Not a good position to be in. If it was me, I perhaps would have ducked and gone. But, hey, you know what? Maybe that skipper sees something that I don't. So we got 4 of your E-boats pretty clustered together there.
Well, we want to check the boats that are coming on port, lower down on the course, or higher up, you want to call it, and I can definitely pick up Lady Kayla in the middle of the course. And so it's going to be...
Little Brook, a little lower than Lady Kayla. And a couple even further below them. All right, a couple more G-boats around the marker. We got one more Sunfish. And I think that number 29 may have pulled ahead of number 12. So Mako, from looking through my binoculars here, appears to be in first place, bearing down fast on the windward marker, pinching up a little bit, see if he can get some dirty air down on Lady Anne-Marie.
Here's Little Farmers. Dallas Knowles sailing solo today. No, well, there's tomorrow. Ducking down in the hull of the boat.
And here come the port tackers. Little Brooke. And she's clear. They'll tack over momentarily. And Lady Kayla coming in. This is going to be close with Lady Kayla, number 17, coming in.
On port.
They're on port. They're the burden boat. Okay, Mako had to tack.
And Early Bird, both.
And meanwhile, Lady Anne-Marie appears to be that she's going to make the marker. So she's cutting Mako.
Not yet.
Well,
Not as yet.
It's tough to look through the binoculars and get good depth perception. All right,
yet.
now we got some tacking going on, folks.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Mako attacking to come back on starboard with Lady Kayla. With Lady Anne-Marie, while Lady Kayla
slips right into first place.
Into first place.
Established on starboard tack. Yeah, now are we going to leave the marker to port?
All right, so on your screen now, Lady Kayla, Lady Anne-Marie, Mako, Early Bird. There's 4 boats that we've been just calling their names in the top 4 positions for the last 3 races.
Okay. Kayla had to luff up a bit to get around the marker. It kills her speed. Lady Anne-Marie coming in right behind her.
Lady Kayla, clear around. Here comes Lady Anne-Marie. Coming around in second. We've got our drone for you. Mako having to tack back because she couldn't make it.
Yep.
So she's going to lose position too. Looks like one Bahamas and Early Bird.
Yeah, one Bahamas, a reddish hull, number 1 sail, Early Bird, light blue hull right behind her. And Mako coming around.
Losing a couple of positions.
In 1, 2, 3, 4, Mako and 5th.
Six actually.
Yep, 6th.
While that's happening, the rest of the fleet coming behind one by one.
7th looks to be Crybaby, number 30. 8th, number 55, Little Brook.
Out on the race course, one of the lasers tipped over. Still haven't gotten her back up as yet.
All right. Rest of the fleet pretty much coming in now on starboard tack. Still got Sands Light out there on port. The Little Brook clearing around.
And so we've got ourselves again a dandy. The cream rising to the top in E-class once again.
Little trouble with the sail there on, is that Bluebird? A couple of boats coming in to the clear the windward marker. I think that's Bluebird there with the sail flopping. Man of War with a borrowed sail from Buller Edge.
Bluebird, as you said, having some issues with the sail.
Struggling a little bit there, Bluebird. Come on, guys, get her around. Don't touch the marker. It's a penalty. And I think they're going to just clear it.
And if they touch, we wouldn't know because they went out of camera view. Independence, top left.
And looking out the window here, I think we are going to sail a triangular course. The E-boats are coming right down along the shoreline here. And I see a G-boat going around that red marker there off the freight dock.
Yep, right towards where there's one that's...
So jibing will be involved today, folks. The wise E-class skipper will jibe right at the mark where it's not so windy, as opposed to out by the leeward marker where there's more wind, and you run the risk of capsizing in the stronger breeze there when you jibe. So we'll see that coming up shortly. You know, I've still got a few more boats coming around. Independence. Blue Marlin, number 21. Baby Wave, number 16. Good clean roundings there. Didn't really see much in the way of pushing and shoving. There was a little bit of close action with those first 4 or 5 boats.
And there's your jibe.
There we go. So jibing, number 12 there, you'll see they'll pull the sheet in and bring that boom and mainsail all the way over to the other side of the boat. Swinging a tiller now. Maybe he's not. Okay.
So Lady Kayla around, Lady Anne Marie around, early bird about to go around.
There's a jibe. See how the sail comes over? That, depending on the wind, that can be quite violent and just knock the boat right down. Before you know it, you're sitting right on the bottom. So some of the boats opting not to jibe. Possibly the leeward marker rounding will be to starboard. I kind of think it'll be to port. So they'll need to jibe somewhere along the line.
And Mako now around. Got a G boat and a E boat going around at the same time.
If you're going to jibe, you got to watch the boats, any boats that are around you, because you don't want that boom to come flying over your top of your head and then smack somebody in the boat right next to you. Got to be real careful. Safety is paramount. Of course, you got to keep in mind that you're racing, and so you want to hold your position or improve it if you can. Number 55, Little Brook with a little struggle there.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Misjudged the mark initially.
She's going wide. See if she can get jibed over. Boom. See how it knocks the boat over there?
Yes.
Yeah. And when that water starts coming in over the coaming, it's like, ain't nothing you can do now. All right, a couple more boats following Little Brook. Great shot from the dock cam. Thanks, Chuck. You can see the boats heading out to the leeward marker to complete the first lap. A little bit of rocking, not too bad. These are small boats, 12-foot length overall. 200 pounds of lead cast into the keel. That's in the rules. And you are allowed a certain amount of movable ballast. It's called lead bars underneath the floorboards. So, I don't know.
Whoa!
We got a problem.
Is that
a laser?
C-class or a laser?
That's a G.
Yeah.
It's a G. I can see the clear strip in the sail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they'll be fine. This happens all the time. The kids all know how to right the boat.
Get on the keel.
When you go through training, that's the first thing they teach you, how to flip the boat back upright. And here she comes. I was afraid that was a mast on an E-class boat letting go. Well, still on the side, but
We've had, I believe, already 3 capsizing of G-boats in that spot. So something about that.
when we weren't sailing in our youth, we used to flip them over on purpose. All right. Got 6 boats coming in pretty tight there to the reach mark. See how many opt to jibe, and there we go. There's a jibe. Boom in the water. 2 boats on the far right of your screen going out to the right. Being very respectful. Like I mentioned, you got to be careful when that boom comes over. You don't want to smack somebody in the head in the next boat.
And doing it in unison.
There's excellent. A little rough. That light color though, is that? Can't see the sail number. And we got 2 boats there.
Looks
Oops.
like Sands.
Oh no, a little collision.
Yep, Sands.
Somebody lost control there. That Sands light.
Yep.
Oh.
Walking another boat, and that's going to give them some penalty points.
That will definitely be a penalty. Not sure what happened there. It almost seemed like they lost control because they're coming back up into the wind. All right.
Rest of the fleet coming down. And 1 straggler in the E-class. I saw they had some issues at the windward mark. Finally got cleared and making their way down. We'll check to see if that's Lady Zari, because Joe has been holding on to this rare position for quite a bit. Well, I think the first couple of E-class boats are almost at the downwind mark.
Let's see if we can, if I can determine which way which side of the boat they'll leave the marker to. It would appear that it will be a port rounding. So even with the little dog leg here, you don't have to jibe if you don't want to. Well, you know you would have to jibe. I'm sorry, I take that back. You're gonna have to jibe
on the other side
to leave that to port. Sail's gonna need to be over on the other side. So yeah, some of these boats back here are still gonna need to jibe. Most of the E-boats now appear to have jibed over, which is wise. I see 1
One
for
at the
sure.
back still.
Yeah, one of the bottom bowlers in the back there still needs to jive over. And yeah, number 12, Lady Anne Marie. 39, I guess that's early bird. 29, Mako. Number 1, that's one Bahamas, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's it's very difficult from this angle looking through my binoculars, and what we see on the screen is what I see in my binoculars. Very difficult to determine positions, but as soon as they leave that leeward marker to port and start heading back up towards the windward marker and the shore here, we'll know right away who's where.
First boat going around, Lady Kayla.
Lady Kayla, number 17. Okay, Anne Marie, number 12, is going to be second. Yes, it is.
Bottom of your screen, Lady Zari just making her way to the check mark. Number 12, Lady Anne Marie going around in second place. Early bird, number 39.
Third place. See who's in fourth.
Looks like it's going to be
It's either going to be Mako or one Bahamas, it looks like.
one Bahamas, I believe. There's a boat cam view.
One Bahamas. Next around the marker.
One Bahamas in fourth place.
Yep. And fifth.
Fifth is going to be Little Farmers.
Yep. Then we have number 29, Mako.
And then number 29 in
Sixth.
sixth place.
Good clean roundings. A seventh, Crybaby, number 30.
Those ladies doing well.
Good clean roundings so far. Fair, a little bit of spread between the boats. Might have one or two that'll be close together coming around the pin. Little Brook's going to be next, number 55.
Here comes Little Brook.
And she's clear. Okay, so we got one of the front boats tacking back, a couple of them tacking back up through the downwind runners. Whichever boat is on starboard tack has the right of way. And well, right now, both the windward and the leeward boat has right of way because they're both on starboard. Anyhow, I'm sure they'll keep clear of each other. You hit another boat, all that does is scrub off speed. You don't want that. Unless you're deliberately trying to torpedo somebody.
And Man O' War now coming around, and she's sailing with the number 17 sail as well.
So, Dwight, as we had in the first lap, first windward leg, we boats going to both sides of the course. Perhaps the strategy will be to come back in and come up the middle.
Yep.
It seems to me that the lead boats went over to the right on that first windward leg. Most of them, anyway, although the first boat around the windward marker there did actually come in from the left, which was Lady Kayla, number 17. So different strategies. It's up to the skipper and crews to pick which way they want to go. And still got more boats to go around.
Yep, Bluebird now doing exactly that. All right, so a little jumble as the boats kind of clear their way from the ones going to the downwind and the ones coming back to the windward. We see some separation.
Yep, there we got the drone shot. And there's the boat cam. I'm not sure what we're looking at. Back to the drone. One Bahamas on the left.
Early bird here, number 39. To the right, and
Great view from the drone.
those guys are just relaxed, just 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
It's a pretty comfortable position. I see several of the skippers doing that. Also, again, no prize on these 12-footers, so body English, where you put your weight, your body weight can help your performance. Same as in the non-traditional sunfish and the laser. Ain't no prize in them either. All right. A few more boats to go around the leeward marker. A lot of boats going off to the right.
Coming into your view there, we saw it just a few minutes ago, a few secs.
Boat cam.
Lady Kayla now back on port. think Lady Anne Marie also on port as they're coming up the middle of the harbor.
So they're going to come up the middle. I'm kind of not surprised based on what we saw on the first Wimbledon. So a little shift from yesterday, perhaps, in the wind direction. Not so close crossing.
Yep, Lady Anne Marie crossing over Early Bird and One Bahamas.
And there's the G race finishing. I see a couple of boats over here by the freight dock. I didn't hear any gun yet.
Oh, yep, should hear it right
And
about now.
2 of the lasers, 3. Crossing what we think would be the finish line, but
Not sure.
not sure. No, they didn't go in tight to that reach mark there like they did in the first lap.
They may have an announced finish. But we'll keep eyes.
We'll keep our eyes on them and get back to you when we know more. Great shot from the drone, Little Brook. I don't know who chose the color of the hull, but it appeals to me for whatever reason, even though green is my favorite. But I like the look of that hull.
Yeah, it does give off a nice glow. All right, so we'll see if we can pick up the lead boats with either the dock cam or a drone. 39 in the middle of the screen,
Coming up on port.
and she's going to cut Little Brook. Of course, we can identify from that very bright mauve-looking color.
And it appears that Early Bird has that other boat there as well.
Shifting further left, and I'm sure we'll be able to pick up the first and second place boats, Lady Anne Marie and Lady Kayla, who are well on their way to the second windward mark.
Yeah, Lady Kayla there with the fluorescent orange, number 17, tacking over now onto starboard tack.
Covered by
She's
Lady Anne
looking-
Marie almost immediately.
Yep, Lady Anne Marie. So we'll see what happens when we have the crossing. Early Bird coming up. That'll give us a better idea of who's where, but Lady Kayla looking pretty good, I think.
Yeah, she's definitely put some distance between her and Lady Anne Marie. I think they were a little bit closer at the leeward mark, but and there's Early Bird doing a defensive tack to cover Lady Anne Marie and One Bahamas as well. So they're all now on starboard, trying to make their way back.
Get back more to the middle left of the course.
Because there's a whole fleet of boats coming on port and gaining some ground lower down on the course.
That's for sure. And meanwhile, I see the G boats. I think they misunderstood. There looks like they're heading downwind for another lap.
Maybe giving everybody a chance to do 2 laps today. We may see the same thing happening in the E-class, yet to be determined. But the race looks like it's going to tighten up a bit with a whole slew of boats coming on port just on the tails of the top 3 boats, as you can see.
Early Bird tacks over to perhaps to cover Crybaby going underneath of her.
Yep, and Mako also as well.
Mako coming even further over to the left side.
And Mako now just cutting One Bahamas, who had a lead on her earlier, so it looks like Emmett has made a little bit of ground in Mako.
Yep, and he's put himself to windward of Little Brook.
Meanwhile,
Lady Anne Marie, Early Bird,
and Crybaby on the
Crybaby
screens.
there. Crybaby just to leeward of those other two boats. Wow. But Lady Kayla, man, she's out there, Dwight.
Yeah, she's pushing.
So right now we got 3 boats right there on your screen going for probably going for second, third, and fourth. See what it looks like when they get a little closer to the marker. I don't really see much in the way of competition coming from the right side right now.
And there's Lady Kayla sailing by herself at the moment.
Yep.
And she's on a beeline to the mark. I'm sure she won't have to do any more stop attacks
Yep.
other than to go around.
2 crew on these boats today, folks, with the decrease in the wind. Really no need for that third person. Just going to slow you down. So I'm just seeing pretty much 2-person crews. A lot of them are youngsters, not necessarily juniors, but young folks, the next generation of sailors. That's going to come up and take our place someday.
All right, and we should see Lady Kayla approach that windward mark right about now.
Yeah.
And
Nice and tight.
she's going to just swing around.
Put her on good lay line on that last tack.
There's a boat cam. And Lady Kayla. Josh and crew. And they are safely around. Second place is going to be Lady Anne Marie, but as you can see, Lady Kayla has really put some distance between her and the second place boat.
See if I can get time there. What the seconds is between first and second.
I can tell you, Mako made up a whole lot of ground. She was sitting in 5th or 6th place, I believe, but now it looks like she's made her way up to 4th place. Early Bird about to go around in 3rd place.
Yep. And Mako looking pretty good for a 4th. Crybaby just below them, along with One Bahamas. Still on port tack. Crybaby tacking over now.
Little Farmers, I believe, though, is going to be first to the mark because she's almost sitting on top. And that's
Mako coming
Husband,
around
wife.
right behind Early Bird. Little Farmers. I only see one. Well, there is 2 people. Yeah, she's sitting down low.
Little Farmers.
Little Farmers sneaking up in there.
Yeah.
Way to go, Dallas. Coming in on port
Coming in
tack.
behind Emmett.
And snap off a nice quick tack right here. See if you can get some ground on those youngsters.
Definitely.
Got Little Brook and One Bahamas coming in neck and neck.
Dallas giving a thumbs up and showing some of his kids from the sailing club. I still got it. And so coming in just in front of One Bahamas. Little Farmers.
Little Farmers clear. Little Brook number 55 and One Bahamas coming in neck and neck. One Bahamas on the inside. She's going to have the advantage. Little Brook coming in with a little more speed, perhaps. Both boats giving each other good room around the marker. Good respectful sailing, followed immediately by Crybaby.
Well, let me tell you, Cap, I'm looking at the top 4 boats as they're making their way along the middle, and that Mako is flying. Now she's starting to make up some ground on Early Bird at the moment. And they'll be sailing for 3rd and 4th place, and they are in a battle themselves for the 3rd spot on the podium. Lady Kayla and Lady Anne Marie, I think, were neck and neck in points. One with 4 points, the other with 4.25 points.
Yeah, so essentially need to beat each other.
And I believe
take the
this race
championship.
is over.
Yeah, the race is over. Yep. I see Lady Kayla, first place boat, luffing up. There was no gunshot, or cannon fire, maybe I should say. So it looks like that's it for the E-Class. Congrats to Lady Kaler on the first place. Second place coming in
Lady Anne Marie.
not too far behind.
And we may have a photo finish between Mako and Early Bird because Mako is really, really flying on the left side of the course.
Yeah.
Gaining.
Giving it everything they got. Early
Yeah.
Bird, skipper looking back. Looking back again. He's concerned. Mako coming up with a good head of speed. But
Probably not enough
distance.
to make it up. And so Early Bird coming across in third place. Mako in fourth place.
Wow. We sound like a stock record. Those top 4 boats. That's been the top 4 boats this regatta in the E-Class.
And I believe the way they've crossed the line, well, there's the gun, very delayed on the E-Class.
Yep. Little Farmers will be next, followed by One Bahamas and Little Brook. That battle's tightening up.
Yep, and Crybaby as well.
Crybaby like to get in there too, I'm sure. See here, barman pointing, giving instructions to skipper Rihanna Thomas. See if maybe by some miracle they can make up another position. Meanwhile, Little Brook right behind. One Bahamas. Pushing that bow down.
Half of the rudder out of the water at this point.
Oh, close, but no cigar, Little Brook. Good try. Man, they are still moving up, but they're about to cross the line.
Sixth place.
One Bahamas, Little Brook. Crybaby. Boom, boom, boom. Whoa.
That was
I got to catch my breath.
Yeah, that was definitely a nice little drag race. And let's see if we can pick up the remaining E-Class. There's still some boats.
Got Bluebird will be the next one. And
From our boat cam. A couple of boats making their way now to the windward turn for the last time, and they'll make their way.
Bangtown Woman, Independence, Man of War, Baby Wave. Still got about a half a dozen boats or so battling to get around the final windward marker.
And there they come.
7 to be precise.
A couple of them are not going to be able to make it.
Definitely not. Number 21, not looking very good. Blue Marlin. She's going to need to. She's tacking over right now.
And we have Island Boy almost stalling at the mark and trying to get going again, but
I'd say stall completely. Boy, the 2 of those boats are pretty much stalled out, and they're just going to drift. So we're going to have a marker contact there.
yep, Island Boy into the mark. And Try Me, I think.
Meanwhile, Blue Marlin, who had the short tack there,
One-man crew,
he'll,
Josh Green.
he'll stay clear of Island Boy. And well, look at Sands Lane just come right in there and take that position away from Blue Marlin.
Joba on
Yeah,
Blue Marlin.
in irons is the expression when you lose the wind off your sail there and you just start drifting back. Bird Rock coming in, keeping clear of that. And I think we got one more. Oh no, that's somebody that's finished. Sorry, I think so. I think that's the C-class fleet clear of the windward marker, heading over to the finish line. There's the Ninja.
We're probably still missing Lady Zari.
Okay.
If you look, she's still halfway coming
dear.
on port. Jaw.
Oh yeah, I see him now. Yeah, they're back there having fun. And that's what it's all about, folks, is having fun. Yeah, it's a competition and everything, and you want to be serious about it. You got to be serious about it if you want top results. But hey, the whole idea is to have fun, you know?
Absolutely. Well, great start to the final day of sailing at Cap. Not too late on the start. Scheduled for 8:30. I think they went off closer to 9. But it's 9:30. The race is over.
Yeah.
And
30 minute
C-class, an hour away from now, gives us time to get some coffee. Sailors who are on E and may need to swap out now to C. Have about an hour to get going. So we think that the races are going to be pretty much on time today. Give or take a few minutes so that we can get it all done in time for the festivities later this evening, the awards presentation.
That would be great. You know, after these guys finish their race today, there is one other race, and that's to get your boat de-rigged, get it out of the water on a trailer and on the barge if you're shipping it out off Long Island. So, so I know the race committee will do their utmost to keep us on time, considering that the crews need an extra time to get the boats de-rigged and out of the water. Then we want to take a quick shower and come back in time for the awards at 8 o'clock there. So be sure to tune in about another hour or so as we get ready for the C class.
All right, and just before we head out, I had a couple of comments on the Facebook page. Tanya Adley, good morning, everyone. Novi Pair, who put on a wonderful show last night. Send a good morning. Fantastic performance last night, Novi. So that's Tanya talking back to Novi. All right, so Cap, there we have it. G and E class done. We're still getting guns going. Maybe that was for the G class. Not sure.
An hour gun for the C.
Or yes, or the hour gun for the C. You're absolutely right, because it is 9:30, and we'll have 1 hour for the C class, and so we will be back with C class sailing. That one turned into a dandy as well. Witty K, Sassy Sue, neck and neck up in the competition, and we'll see how that plays out. Shroud as well in the mix for the last couple of races.
Yep, I'm really looking forward to that. So, folks, again, tune in about an hour or so. We'll be bringing you the next race on this final day of racing in the 56th Annual Long Island Sailing Regatta.
We'll see you in an hour.
Be there.
Long Island breeze, your sheep are bleating, for their lambs who've gone away, and they are coming, they're coming to for the sunshine, for the dance, and for the play. Long Island breeze, I hear you calling me across the sea, and I am I'm coming to you, because I love Long Island breeze, Long Island breeze, your barns are filling with the harvest from the fields and the birds, they're singing, because they love Long